Hello and welcome to another big week here from Wellington International. The Hunters are taking centre stage on week 6 of competition, and it is another wrap-up too of what happened last week in the amazing first of the 5-star weeks as well. Lots to talk about, lots to look forward to. It's all here on WEF Weekly. And welcome to WEF Weekly, which is presented by LeMieux as well. Worn by the best. They lead the way in saddle pad innovation, comfort, performance and style. Trusted by top riders worldwide. You can head to their website, which is www.lemieux.com, and it's worn by the best. And this week, our title sponsor is IDA Development as well. You dream it, they build it. Visit their showroom between Magavro and the international showrooms if you're here on site. If you're not, you can head to their website, which is idadevelops.com as well to find out more. Also, our streaming each week brought to you by Dodd Technologies as well, our streaming partner, engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how to elevate your sports, entertainment and corporate events at doddtechnologies.com. And also, of course, our live stream supported by the USEF, supporting sponsor of our live stream in part with support from the US Equestrian Federation and the USEF network as well. A very good afternoon, whatever time it is with you around the world. We're going to be looking back on last week's fantastic Fidelity 5-star Grand Prix and looking ahead to this week's Big Hunter Week as well. Literally as I speak, the class is just wrapping up in the rings here as well. But we started literally with a bang, and with the drums, with the music and excitement of that first 5-star week, again to a new level. Lights, cameras, action, and all the action from the 5-star on the first of the weeks here of 5-star action. Of course, we're coming up next week into the 5-star Modon Grand Prix, week 9 as well, and also culminating with the Rolex US Equestrian Open $1 Million Grand Prix this season too. So lots to talk about in that. And also, it's been busy all around the rings last week. To wrap it up and to tell us who are our big and small winners as well, it's hello to Lindsay Brock.
Thank you, Stephen. Taking a look back at how the 5-star wrapped up at the end of WEF 5, Canadian Erin Ballard won her second Hermes Meter 50 Jumper Series. It was her horse De Fleur 111 Z Santa Rosa's first 5-star victory. And when I spoke to Erin after the class, she said that this season is playing out exactly like a dream. She has won 10 podium finishes since the start of 2026. In 2-star competition, Hillary McNerney and her horse Corlando won the Chrome Horse Tequila 2-star Grand Prix on Sunday to wrap up WEF 5. She said she's still getting to know the smaller gelding as most of her string is made up of stallions, and she took over the ride from Hunter Holloway last year. Now that we're at the halfway point of the 2026 WEF season, the race for circuit standings are starting to heat up. Estella Waldman and Kachow lead the pony jumpers, while Clea Marteau is on top of the Always Faithful Equestrian Club Crossrail standings riding Turning Point. And the professional hunters, Tori Colvin and Golden Road, lead the high performance, while Maria Rasmussen and SVF Changeup are on top of the Wellington Regional Medical Center performance confirmation. Moving into the amateur owners, Melissa Jacobs and Chaplin lead the Ritz-Carlton West Palm Beach younger amateur owners, and Sheila Motley on Way with Words are atop the GGT Footing Textile 36 and over division. That's all for what was happening around WEF during week 5. I'm Lindsay Brock for Wellington International. Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. Yes, been catching up with all the action around the grounds here as well. And so we're going to join our guests here for this lead up into Hunter Week. And as I say, we're wrapping up jumping as well. Delighted to say previous winner of the Spectacular is Nick Hannes, the world champion alongside me as well. Nick, looking forward to this week?
Very much so. It's a great week.
You big Saturday night, obviously, for you guys. We'll talk about how this all works a little bit later on. But it's an exciting week for the Hunters.
This is such an exciting week for the Hunters. It's the best of the best. It's what we all build up for all circuit for this WCHR week here in Wellington. You have so much quality, great riders, great horses, great weather. We're grateful for. The Hunters take the main stage in the international ring, which is always a treat to ride in that arena. And the horses usually go very well, hopefully, in that ring. And we're all looking forward to top competition for Saturday night. It's going to be a really exciting night. A lot of people are in from out of town. There's people that have been here all circuit building up for this big event. So it's kind of anyone's game on Saturday night. And I always say it's kind of like the luck of the draw. There's a lot of great horses, a lot of great riders, and it's everyone's prize to take.
And speaking of which, the 2025 champion, Liza Talboyd, you are literally have been plucked from the rings behind us.
Fighting it out right now. Everyone wants to qualify. Fortunately, I'm pre-qualified, so that takes a little stress off this week. But I'd like to also, have my bye and a second one in the class. So we're working hard to gain those points and try to get in the class Saturday night.
And like I say, you are literally hot foot from the rings. What have you been competing in literally the last few minutes?
Yeah, 3-6 performance under saddle just went. So the shoes are getting pulled and the horses are looking fancy and we're trotting fast and all trying to secure a spot for Saturday night.
Excellent. And delighted to say joining me too is Jimmy Tarano to talk all things hunter and jumper. He himself who competes in both. Jimmy, this is a fun week, a serious week, a big week.
Yeah, it's a big week. Like Nick said, this is the one show that they come from everywhere. It's the one class everyone wants to qualify for. We have big shows going on in Ocala, but they all come down this week. We've had Nick here, Liza. We've got, top riders, John French, Scott Stewart, so many. And as Nick said, there's so many top-level riders and top-level horses. It's anybody's game come Saturday night.
Looking forward to that. We've got a few little shots of what it's like around the grounds and has been here. Nick, today, Hunter takeover on the grounds here. It looks very different. The international arena looks spectacular. How does it have a different feel for you guys?
It's always so fun to have a show that's designated just for the hunters. And there are jumpers going on here this week, but most of the arenas are decorated just absolutely stunning, beautiful, with so many flowers and ferns and beautiful jumps. And it's really fun. It's just fun to see everyone bring their A game this week and let the best horses win. And they jump amazing. They've been provided with courses that are long galloping tracks, big jumps, beautiful fill. It's just a really fun environment. It's fun to go to a show like this, and it's so beautiful around here, and the grounds look amazing. And when you're filling that with beautiful horses and great riders, it just makes it all even more enjoyable.
And you obviously had a word with the weather gods as well, because it's heated back up again, I'm delighted to say. Yes, international jumping wise, we're going to be down on the field this week. Jimmy, under the lights on Saturday night, it does give a different feel to everything.
It does. It plays a factor for sure. I think for the most part, these horses are very experienced. They've had a lot of mileage. A few of these horses got to jump last Friday night to sort of get in there and get their feet wet. But again, you're dealing with all top-level riders. They've got a great program. They know how to get their horses ready, and the horses with a lot of experience.
Liza, take us back 12 months. Were you nervous going into this week?
Always. I mean, I think that's what keeps us here and excited. And I ride a little better actually with some nerves. And don't you feel that way, Nick? Like the pressure's on, and we're all fighting for it. And I've actually been doing this class since I was 17 and did the very first one. I'm really feeling like I'm dating myself here.
5 years ago.
And funny, actually, as a kid, I was less nervous. It's what you don't know, right? You're 17, you're just galloping around under the lights, and as I get older, I think it gets harder.
Nick, Nick, would you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much pressure this week amongst ourselves. We owe it to our horses to give them the best shot at going as well as we think they can go, and that looks different for everybody. Some people don't show for a few weeks leading up to this week. Some people stay consistent and keep riding and showing their horses. It just sort of varies and depends on your horse. And there's other strategies. I have 2 buys as well going into the class this weekend, so I actually have a little bit less pressure as far as qualifying because
you're there.
I know I'm in there. So my horses are having a nice week, and they're getting prepared and having the experience that will lead up to the best outcome hopefully on Saturday night, and that's all we can kind of plan for.
Jimmy, we're going to reflect a little on last Saturday night. As you mentioned, Friday night was also Hunters there with a team competition we'll come to in just a minute. We're going to go back to Saturday in the Fidelity 5-star Grand Prix as well, with the show jumpers back out there again. A great curtain opener for the season.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best Grand Prix we've seen this year down here. It was the first 5-star. Everyone came with their A game, some top horses. We saw Kent come in with Greya. And again, for me, it was the best Grand Prix we've seen of the season so far.
Let's take a little look at how it was starting to play out, because we went through the first round and we went to the big guns. We were with Kent Farrington first, who actually went first in the jump-off with Greya, the defending champion. Remember, last year he won this Fidelity Grand Prix and the second week Grand Prix, the Lugano Grand Prix there as well. And I mean, this has been an unbelievable combination together. Jimmy, they won, what, seven 5-star Grand Prix last year?
Yeah, what Kent and this mare have done really is unheard of. The mare, again, was super this night. It's tough odds. We all know going first is very difficult. Kent really laid everything out there right off the bat. The first horse in the ring, he knew he had very fast riders coming behind him. It was actually a shame. He was so deadly fast. Obviously, you can't change. He almost could have taken a pull to the last and still won the class. He was 2 seconds faster.
Yeah.
And really a shame. You can see the disappointment on his face right there. She did everything right. He did everything right. And just a little touch at the front rail with the hind leg, and you know, the rail fell.
Nick, we're all brilliant with hindsight strategy, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Easier. Yeah.
Much easier.
Yeah.
Jimmy, let's talk the top three, because a fantastic top three. We had 3 from the top 10 in the world on the podium as well. Nina Malave, world number 8 there with Dynasty de Beaufort. Brilliant combination together last year. They won also in Brussels on the Rolex series as well. But I mean, she's 20? She's 26, just turned 26. She topped the U25s as well. And that was a massive year that started here. But I mean, she is right up there with the contenders, isn't she?
Nina's on fire. Everything she sits on, she's winning with every single horse. She's got great owners in the Rain family. She's riding with a lot of confidence, and that's the way it goes. You win, you have confidence. It keeps rolling, and everything's really going her way. She's a top rider, and again with great owners. So I think she's going to just keep climbing the ladder. You know, and you know, who knows? We'll probably see her at number 1 in the years to come.
And for her, I mean, like we said, I mean, you and I have talked about it in the commentary box last year and the year before as well, but building up a bit, she is now very much a top 10 rider, isn't she? Absolutely.
Like I said, she's winning on everything she rides. It's not like she's a one-horse wonder. Everything she sits on, she wins on.
Let's take a look at seconds. Ben Mayer in second with Anjou de Grecian. And Ben, so close in here in the end when it came down to it. We're going to see our winner in just a moment, but just 0.3 of a second between second and first place. I mean, I'd like to say it's a blink of an eye, Jimmy, but I think it's less than that.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable horse, unbelievable rider, amazing program. I think this horse spends a lot of time in the air. I think at the second to last jump on that rollback, which is always difficult, I think Ben took a little pull. And again, this horse really spends a lot of time in the air. But I think it was the second to last jump on that rollback, which was very difficult. I think he had to add up, and I think that really made the difference.
And as you say,
right
I mean,
here,
they've been jumping clear after clear as well. I mean, it's a horse, as you say, that spends a lot of time, that has done always since, you know, watching it as a young horse here as well. But so consistent. Ben, so close. Little, you know, as always with a top rider like that, world number 3, delighted with the round, but in the press conference later, frustrated not to get the win as well. Number 1, Richie Vogel, with a new horse for him, Gangster Mon Désir, 1 in 42.65, 0.3 of a second ahead. The horse had done 4 rounds with him up to that point, all of them clear. He jumped as a 9-year-old last year in their first attempt, won the Lyon Grand Prix. Has now done 6 rounds, all of them clear, 2 5-star Grand Prix wins. Wow. Where do you go from there, Jimmy?
You know, Richie Vogel, again, he's just amazing. They haven't, the horse hasn't been born yet that he can't ride or that he can't win with. He can make every horse go fast. We saw that with United Touch. As a young horse, he was thought to be a slow horse. He's won every major class all over the world. He wins on everything. And really, this was his night. This horse jumped a spectacular first round. It came back in the jump off again spectacular. I think Richie did just enough. He had to, you know, he still had Lily coming behind him. He had Ben coming behind him, and he did just enough to put the pressure on, and they just couldn't catch him.
Well, Richie Vogel claims the first of the 5-star Grand Prix of the season there with the Fidelity Grand Prix. Of course, he's a former winner of the Rolex Grand Prix here as well. Nick, Liza, you've got to appreciate the talent there.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's a riding lesson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. I love to watch it, and I learn every time. And I think it can help us make our handy hunters more efficient.
Yeah, seriously?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I mean, I was lucky. I mean, I rode plenty of jumpers, and I like to think that in the handy rounds I was always very, very handy, and I think that came from my jumper background. I really do.
I think it's safe to say all 3 of us like our handy hunter rounds.
Yeah, we love
right. You do have 3 very handy riders right
when
here.
Jimmy's judging, we're all like, go handy.
And when your dad is judging, I go handy. I feel like you need extra. You know when to
the title of the class says handy, go handy.
Well, I mean, Carl Cook was giving it a spin in the Hunters the other day. Should we get Richie to go and have a go now as well?
No, he'll beat us.
I bet Richie can give a riding lesson in a handy hunter class.
Jimmy said everything he rides, he wins. Actually, that'd be kind of fun.
It would.
If they came and came in there and did the handy with us.
Well, let's see what we can do for a couple of weeks'
let's work
time.
it.
Okay, we'll see if we can magic something up. What we did magic up last Friday as well was, you mentioned, we had the team competition, team exhibition class there, raising, fantastic night for them, for the Boys and Girls Club as well. Winning combination there with Brianne Gautal-Marteau, Lily Herzog and Irene Neweth in there as well. Jimmy, this is a team competition. How did this one come together?
Yeah, a different format. The Barron Cup. It's been with Andrew Lustrig behind it, and it's okay. The winners here. You had 3 top riders. You have Irene, who wins all over the country. She wins on the East Coast. She wins on the West Coast. There really hasn't been an amateur class or championship she hasn't won. Brianne Gautal, who's as good as it gets, and then you got Lily Herzog. You've got 3 top riders, so they really had a top team coming in here to win.
Yeah.
They had a strong team.
And Nick, you're talking about a rider that can learn in there, because I mean, Brianne, she's twice won the American Gold Cup as well.
Yep.
And goes back to the Hunter Ring and is schooling down there to do it.
Brianne is an amazing rider with whatever ring she goes into, and her style and her poise is just, it always has been since she was a junior, and it's the same now. Whatever horse she's on, they adapt and they seem to love her, and she does a great job representing the American style of forward galloping and riding, and you can appreciate that.
Liza, a nice addition to the lineup, the team class.
Yeah, it was really great. Nick and I both did it, and I think that it was good exposure for our horses, and also good for us to jump under the lights. Like, the horses need to get used to it, but so do the riders. Nick really took a shot. He did 8 in the last line. He did it really well, and I said, I'm not doing that. I'm a mom, I'm not doing that. So I chose to get a little deeper at the one before it, and I shaped the 9 and went quite forward and was rewarded for that. So I feel like that's our jump off, right?
Yeah.
Sort of similar.
Yep.
Nick, you were channeling your inner Richie at that point.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah. I love to gallop. Let it loose.
So let's talk this week, World Championship week as well. You've both been winners here. Jimmy, I'm sure you've been in there before now as well. Nick, explain to me a little of how this week works.
This week works on being champion or reserve in your division. You will qualify your horse for the night class. It's obviously a large prize money stakes class for the hunters, so we are very much adamant on qualifying this week to get your horses into that class. But it's also a class that has a little different structure as far as there are buys. Yeah, riders can acquire throughout other wins previously that will just give you a free pass to choose whatever horse, like a wild card, if you will. I know myself, I have two wild cards going into this week. I do. I know Liza has one.
I think he's got 4, really.
I technically have 4 from last year, but you can only ride 2 horses in the so
yeah.
Wait, how can you have 4?
Let's list them off.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Let's brag.
No, I won the WCHR Hunter Spectacular in Thermal last year.
You did.
I won it in Michigan as well last year. I won the WCHR National Professional Final, well, the year-end championships.
Capital Challenge.
Capital Challenge, yeah, the national standing, sorry, and then I also won the Pro Final. So I think that those 4 ways were my 4 passes.
You could
technically,
sell them for a lot of money.
That's a good idea. We should add that to the prize list next year.
That's right.
Liza, you were winner last year.
Correct.
How did that all come about?
Oh, it was a spectacular. It was magical. My mare was amazing. She rose to the occasion under the lights. It was a great moment. It's always such a fun class to win. And we all try to aim for that. It's our first big class. It's great practice for Derby finals. Feels like it really sets up the horse rider combinations to be ready for that championship later in the year.
We've got a little of you last year as well. How much do you remember of this? Is it one of those nights where you're
She's
deep
watched
in
it a million
focus?
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have watched it a few times. I try not to watch all of the rounds too much because sometimes if I watch Brunello's rounds, I start crying from when he won Derby finals. So my kids are like, turn it off. But this was a great night. She really stepped up. She's a chestnut mare. She can be a little spicy, and she just went and fought really hard and jumped amazing. And it's definitely one to remember. I love that this class has the second round. It's not called a handy, right, Nick? But it's rewarded.
They've gone back and forth with how they've
handy.
awarded the second round, but I think it's generally now like a handy round, which makes it really.
I love these jumps that are mimicking the hunt field, the bending lines. I mean, it's a horse competition, but it's also a rider contest, right, Jimmy? As a judge, you got to ride. You got to be able to do these. You're going to walk a line and it's 10 or 11 and. I mean, that's stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a riding competition. It's a horse competition, but in the end, it's a riding competition. I know people maybe think the hunters can be boring or it's easy. This is tough, and as Nick said earlier, there's a lot of pressure this entire week. It's almost once you get to this night, the pressure's off.
Correct.
You got there, you're in the class, and now you got to start all over. Now bring your, as Nick said, you got to bring your A game, and you've got the best of the best jumping this night.
I mean, we mentioned judging there. Jimmy, you're also a judge, hunter judge as well. What's involved for the judges this night? How does it work? Because it's not just one of you overseeing this.
No, they've got teams of judges for this class. You know, in the end, again, it is a jumping contest. You know, way of going, style, movement, it all comes into play, and brilliance. You know, when people want to say the hunters can be boring, not this night. This night is really about brilliance and galloping to the jumps and really showing off. That second round, as Liza said, and there's some handy components to it. I mean, people really go all out. The ones that want to win the class, like she did on that Chester mare last year, or Brunello at the Derby finals, they really go all out. And there's a lot of, you know, as Nick said, I think it's a $150,000 class, which is a lot of money for a hunter class, and people get serious for Saturday night.
They certainly do. Boring. I've never heard that referred to as that. Nick, from you, you've won there, but you mentioned the buys that you've got, which gives you a comfortable position.
Yeah.
But when those buys are not sitting there, how does that change this week? Because the pressure is really on, as Jimmy's saying out and Liza's saying out there, really.
You're sweating it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I remember last year I
just
qualified by half a point, and it was, I mean, we were just sweating it out the last class. Really, really stressful. And Jimmy's right. You really want to get in. I think you're more nervous, or I'm more nervous during the week trying to qualify. Then once you qualify, you're there. You know, go for it. Take a shot.
It's almost like the qualifier for the Grand Prix. You know, when you're trying to get in the
True.
Saturday night Grand Prix, you know, that qualifier, that's the hard part.
When you sit there and the 40 riders going through and there's 45 in the class.
Exactly.
And, or there's 60 in the class.
I also think as a rider, you know, there's so much pressure this week that it's almost like you got to try to play the mind game with yourself of not too much pressure. You know, let the horses go as well as they can go, and it's sort of everyone's game to do what they think is best for their horses. So I think that people strategize all circuit here from the first week to this week. There's so many options and other, you know, great classes to practice and get your horses acclimated. Like I said, the horse I'm going to use most likely on Saturday night, I got to show last week under the lights in the team challenge class, which was my strategy.
We had the Derby week 4.
Yeah,
in
there's
the big
lots
ring.
of opportunities. But if you don't have those buys, this week is serious. So you really do have to figure out, you know, to just come into this week with a healthy and happy horse and do the best you can do. And like I said, there are so many great horses and riders here. So it really kind of just comes down to the luck of the draw. And if your cards are in the works that week, then that's
then
great.
that's it.
Yeah.
And don't underestimate those junior riders. I mean, how many times have we seen when
Didn't you win it as a junior?
I won it as a junior. Claire Linda
won it very, very young. You won it on
JJ's
Monday
probably
morning.
going to win it as a junior. Heads up for him. He's just getting back. But
Nick made a very good point earlier. You know, this week is so important, and everyone's got their own program. You maybe decide I'm going to show week 5 and week 6, see where I am, and some people show week 4 and say my horse is just right. I'm going to rest him a week and come out week 6. Everyone's got their own program. Every horse has its own program. So what works for one doesn't necessarily work for another. So it really is, as Nick said, you have to have a strategy coming into this week to make sure what works for your horse to have that horse just right for Saturday night.
Liza, for you as well, great support that you've got family-wise around. I've seen you around the grounds today, and Dad's been down there, your brother's around there. Tell us a little bit about the family involvement.
For sure. I mean, it's a family business, and we love to do it together. And my brother, he loves the jumpers, but he's there with me. He's walking the course. He's, you know, calling, saying, do this inside turn, do this in the schooling area. And I mean,
we'd like her dad to whoop a little louder.
Yeah,
exactly.
His whoop isn't very loud.
and Harden, your brother, I mean, he's ridden through to 5-star levels. I think we've got some pictures of you guys out there as well. And all out there, but I mean, as you say, there's Harden down there. As you say, he gives you a little bit of advice down there. So
for sure, and especially the schooling area. You know, from his jumper experiences or gymnastics or exercises to work the week before. You know, we're all working. We're starting week 1, planning how we're going to peak week 6.
Yes.
So.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
How's it gone so far this week? We got day 1 out of the way.
Day 1 was great. Yes. Yeah. Really good. So yeah.
Nick, let's talk your week. In here, and what the thoughts are on the week in terms of horses.
This week is, like I said, it's been kind of a nice week for me. I still competed my horses that I'm going to show most likely in the class on Saturday, just to make sure that they are in their normal routine. They normally would show in the division first. they would get, a feel of the atmosphere in the arena. We got to hack in the international ring yesterday and just get their eyes again on all the surroundings and the VIP and all of the signage around the arena and the different kind of smells and looks that are different than the main grand hunter ring that we usually show in here. So just, I think it's consistency with your horses. We know it's a big week. The horses kind of they don't really know. It's like just another day in paradise for them. So I try to remember that and remember that, like I said, keep it kind of more basic and simple in the sense of be consistent with your horses and kind of follow the structure you think is best and that they are used to. Because, I know for myself, I think of this week as such a huge week, and there's going to be so many great riders and horses, but when I'm out there and I'm showing and there's just as many rails coming down as last week. There's just as many horses spooking or stopping.
Yeah.
The things happen. They're horses, and we, as their riders, just have to do the best like we can do to stay normal and stay kind of calm and cool.
Let's take a look at one of the prospects for the week. It's in Styled. Is one that you could well be going with here. Like you say, you've got some options to go with here, but take another look. What are you looking at with this horse? What's so special about this horse this week?
I really love this horse Style. He's owned by Caroline Freeman, and he is he's a first-year horse, so I'm taking a chance. He's not a very, very experienced horse. As Jimmy mentioned earlier, a lot of these horses are quite seasoned. He is not, but that's why we did last week's class in the charity event, just to get under the lights. But he's been getting 90s almost every week. I've shown him here in Wellington. He was champion last week here. He's in a great groove, so I feel like we're in a good space together. He's a really, really fun horse to ride. He's beautiful. He goes around the ring very consistently in his top line and his frame, and he jumps easily, and he's a very scopy horse. He's really a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to continuing to develop him and to add one of these, hopefully one of these big championships to his resume.
Well, you've won quite a few already. You've got the Triple Crown as winning East Coast, and Central and West Coast as well.
That was a great year.
That's a pretty good year.
Yeah, I think I've won 8 of these WCHR Spectaculars in my career now, so I'm...
And on how many different horses?
7.
Here's your
impressive.
winning round with
7
McQueen.
different
really
horses.
impressive.
Here's McQueen, that year.
2024.
Yep. Woo! A lot of fun. A lot of great memories. This ring brings a lot of excitement. It's such a fun stage to dance on, as I say, with the horses. They kind of rise to the occasion out there. You get to gallop a lot of beautiful jumps and under the lights. This is really just the epitome of what we dream about and showcase in the hunters, and it just makes it such a really rewarding and fun night. I'm fortunate and blessed that we have this type of program where we can put all these horses in this stage and see who comes out the best.
Liza, reflecting on your win last year, I don't need to ask you whether that was one of your best performances, but what do you take out of the night each Saturday, each time this comes around each year?
Oh, we just want to be in there. We're happy to be a part of it. We're appreciative to the owners that are, supplying the horses for us to ride. And it's our time to shine. Like, we get one night under the lights.
That night.
And we really appreciate it. And the jumpers, get the majority of the time. But we're lucky that we get to be out there. I think you guys will all agree, this is a sport of practice, preparation. It's hard to get to the top, but it's even harder to stay at the top.
Yeah.
That's why it's so impressive. He's won that many on that many different horses. It's with Brunello in the end, when I had won Derby finals 3 times, the 3rd time was the hardest for me, because you're like, I'm the only one that's going to mess up here. This horse is ready to win. He knows how to do it. The 2nd year, I just had a baby, so I had an excuse. I had a little extra baby weight. I was like, oh, it's fine. And then the 1st year, it's great. But that 3rd time, it's hard to stay at the top. And I really, these Grand Prix riders that do this week after week with these horses for years, McLean, there's so much of a mental game into this part.
Yeah.
So it's, for me, the day of is I have to sit by myself. I have to visualize. I have a real routine. I go take a nap. I don't know about you, Nick, but do you?
Are you a napper, Nick?
Not on show days, but I do love a good nap.
Yeah. But I feel like you've got to be really focused, and I walk around a lot and look at different angles. We're not sitting there on TikTok as the class is going.
No, we're paying attention to our competitors and watching what we can improve on. For me, like you said, I did 8 last week in that class. When there's a test on the course that you think you can't do, I want to do it.
Yeah.
And she's the same way. He's the same way. We all take chances. You have to take a chance to be at the top, and you gotta go for it.
And sometimes you beat yourself. It's a mental sport. You've got to be in the right headspace, because it's like focusing, visualizing, breathing exercises. I do all the things. I went off course one year at Derby finals because I was so nervous. I mean, you really learn how to handle the pressure and handle your nerves. I did this class one year. I think I was like 19. I thought I was so good. I went flying to the last jump, and I mean, I pop chipped. But you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And in terms of this week, have you been having a little look around at who might be the contenders here? What are your thoughts, Lila?
I think, like Jimmy said, it's anybody's game. I mean, there's a great riders, great horses. A junior could pop up. Irene Newworth could pop up. You know, I mean, you don't.
I think you got a sleeper, not a sleeper as a horse, but Oslo, new combination, horse coming from California.
Let's have a little look. Yes.
You know, I think you really got to look at her. Elena's an amazing rider. That's an amazing animal. And that horse is already winning here. So I really think that horse could step up and one to watch for sure.
Yeah.
And you've been looking at Oslo as well was another one that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And Circa was the other one you mentioned.
You know, Circa, you know, obviously a horse Nick developed. Nick really put that horse on the map. He did everything with it. He rode it for the original owner, and he rode it for the next. I mean, he's ridden it. That he's given that horse an unbelievable foundation and training, and brought it to the level that it is now. And I think now the junior rider that gets to ride it, Presley Wade, just an unbelievable animal. And you know, that would be tremendous for a kid like that to go in there and get it done. But you know, the horse is just an amazing, exceptional animal.
What are the chances of somebody coming out of the pack here, Jimmy? Like we said, you know, that could come out, that could be a surprise this week.
You know, I think it very easily could be done. As Liza said, Claire Lindner won it as I want to say she was 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah.
Amazing rider, great horse. She rode with Tom Wright. But definitely not expected. Even Liza was a top junior rider, and she came out and won it with her horse Monday morning. That was also a top junior hunter. But I think for the most part, it's not expected for a junior to win this class. And now as years go by, I think there's more and more top juniors, so you maybe are looking. But as I keep saying, it's anybody's night. It's anybody's night. Nick, you know, he talked about his first year horse that maybe isn't that experienced. I think that horse has been consistent the entire way through this WEF circuit. And I think that horse is going to grow, and every time it walks in that ring, it's going to get better and better. So I think that's a horse we're really going to be looking for as well on Saturday night.
And topping our hunter list right now, Tori Colvin as well. Thoughts there?
You know, Tori on anything. I mean, she's also an amazing. There's so many good hunter riders. You know, you talk about these two, you talk about Tori, you talk about Scott Stewart, you talk about John French. There are so many, but Tori wins on everything. I mean, she's cool as a cucumber. I don't think she has a nerve.
She's also probably going to qualify in the horse she won the Derby finals on. So you have a lot of quality here. There's a lot
and they have a partnership.
Right, yeah.
So which horse are we talking there?
Deco Blue PS is here. Yeah. He did a good day today. He could certainly qualify for the class, and she probably has buys as well. And
you've
that's
got
a proven horse. You've got Lafitte Demus. Amanda Steege is here this week, a great rider with great horses. You know, Brady Mitchell won both classes today on one of his first-year confirmation horses. It's been winning and doing really well. That horse could go under the lights and be incredible. He was saying how it has such tremendous power and scope. He said he could canter or trot to a 7-foot fence and clear it. You know, and that's a good feeling to have going into a class like that. So I think there's quite a lot of different varieties of riders and different type horses that could really excel in the class. So it's really a class to watch, to be excited about, because there is a lot that can happen. Sometimes you see horses get in the ring and completely melt down and change. You know, we saw last year a horse go in the ring and just trotting in and just had just couldn't handle it. You know, and that can happen to anybody at any given time. So it's definitely a class to be excited about and hopeful that it's your night, and there's a possibility that it can go any direction. Anyone can win it.
Excellent. So
I think this year we really have an exceptional group of horses coming into this class.
Yeah.
I think there's so many good ones, and you know, Nick has buys, but the horses that he's already riding, I think he's going to probably bring one or two in, but I think we have an exceptional group of horses going to show Saturday night. I think it's going to be an amazing class.
Wide open.
Yep, wide open for sure.
Looking forward to it. Let's just reflect, Jimmy, on a little what's coming up this week. We've got back on the jumper side. We've got the Brain Juice U25s getting back underway, which is great. Good development for the young riders in there as well. And your son JJ, we saw had a bit of a bad fall a few weeks ago. How's he doing?
He's great. He's back. He's at 3.5 weeks. The collarbone's good. Had surgery. His head is good. He had an MRI on his brain. Everything's good. Neurologist. So he's eager. He's back, and he's going to show a couple hunters, and he's going to show a few jumpers, and and get going again, and we'll see. He's obviously hoping for a big week as well.
Excellent. Well, that's good news. Good news all around.
That's great news.
Excellent. Well, all I've got to say is good luck to everyone this week. We're going to you're barely out the ring, but we're going to put you back in the ring first thing tomorrow morning, no doubt, Ilya. Nick, you can. What's coming up tomorrow for you?
I don't know. Just another day.
Another day.
Another day in the life.
Get it done. Jimmy, you're going to be racing in all directions.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on, but you know, not as much as these two. You know, a lot of nerves this week. Yeah. But like I said, if you're not nervous this week, you're not really into it.
You're not trying.
We are all nervous when we're doing this. That's part of the whole game.
Just put the nerves in the right direction.
Yeah, you just got to know how to channel your nerves. But we're all nervous, whether you want to call it nerves or butterflies in your stomach or whatever it is. We all have that same feeling going into a big class.
Which we were chatting to a sports psychologist last week on exactly that, and she was saying, yes, you're going to have it. Yeah. It's how you use it, how you channel it. Obviously, you guys have got very used to channeling it now.
We've had practice.
You know, and again, these two, you know, he was he was more West Coast, so we didn't get to see him as much out here. But top junior rider, and Liza was a top junior rider, so they got a lot of years to learn to do this. You know, my own son JJ, luckily has learned to channel that when he did the medal finals and the McClay finals. And as you said, it's how you channel those nerves to get it done. And
let's remind everyone what's coming up this week, but also our leaderboards as well of who is winning what so far. So let's just take a little look at those two, who's been topping what. And so what's coming up this week? So this is what's coming up this week, $62,500 Adequate WEF Challenge Cup. That's going to be on Friday, like I say, for the jumpers. We're down on the grass field for the next week 6 down there. The last time at WEF we'll be jumping down on that one. It is Friday also with the hunters, of course, and every day hunters over into the international rings and surrounding us as well. So busy in all directions. Saturday MS Classic for the show jumpers down at the field, and of course Saturday night $150,000 World Championship Peter Weatherall Palm Beach Hunter Spectacular. Sunday back to jumping for those following with the Brain Juice U25 Grand Prix down on the field, and also the $140,000 IDA Development Grand Prix as well in the 3 stars. So plenty down there as well. Let's remind you of who is leading what. That's what they're going to be competing in this week. Lily Keenan is currently the leading lady rider. In fact, just by 1 point from Natalie Dean and Erin Ballard. Top 3 at the moment. Nina Malavey making a climb there for the French rider in 4th at this stage. And from the lady to the international rider bonus, Kylie's presented by Michael Smith. Richie Vogel got to the top there after his Grand Prix win by just under $6,000 at the moment, ahead of Ben Mayer. Lily Keenan in 3rd after her very strong start to the season as well. But Richie just getting to the top there with the biggest class win so far this season, but majority of that coming off the 5-star Grand Prix as well. And also, Don Little Masters, kindly supported by Rushing Marsh. Joan Reed is at the top now, change at the top there in the Don Little Masters as well for our veteran riders out there. Very well done to them. And also to the MS 150 Championship Jumper Series. Keane O'Connor in the lead right now on 118. Erin Ballard, Lily Keenan reappear once again, equals 2nd place for them. And for the Brain Juice U25, like I say, gets back underway this week. Campbell Brown was the winner of the 1st Grand Prix in that series on 107 points. Tony Stallman's Virginia Bonney equals 2nd at this point, but that gets back underway and is on the field this week as well. Just a reminder to you too how you can get in touch with us here at WEF Weekly. We want to hear from you and all of the various live streams that you're watching, or whether you're coming here to the stadium too to come and see us. You can contact us at wefweekly@wellingtoninternational.com. Lemon will absolutely reply to all of your messages there. And Jimmy, can we just take a little look? We're braided behind for Hunter Week as well.
Hunter Week, we got a braided tail.
Yeah, braided tail. There we go. Braided tail there as well.
Braided tail for the Hunter Week.
Lindsay Brock was busy doing that earlier on, so she's available for other work as well. But thank you to LeMieux as well. Remains to say good luck this week. Have fun.
Thank you.
Enjoy, win everything. Jimmy, good luck to you. Have fun this week. JJ, great to see him back.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing that as well. And I no doubt at some point will be hopping into a commentary box somewhere in the next few weeks as well. Nick, Liza, good luck.
Thank you.
Have fun with it.
Thank you.
Good luck to all those this week here at Wellington International. That's it, wrapping for this WEF Weekly here as well. I thank you to all of our sponsors throughout, and to all of those, including the USCF network as well, that bring us our streaming each week here. Thank you to them. Our live stream supported by the USCF, supporting sponsor of our live stream in part, with support from the US Equestrian Federation and USCF network as well. And also to Dodd Technologies, our streaming partner, engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how to elevate your sports, entertainment and corporate events at doddtechnologies.com. And our presenting sponsor of the Grand Prix out of the field this week, our international Grand Prix, is IDA Development. You dream it, they build it. Visit their showroom between Magava and international showrooms if you're here on site, or head to the website idadevelops.com. And of course to LeMieux as well, not only bringing us lemon, but also bringing us the show as well. Worn by the best, they lead the way in saddle pad innovation, comfort, performance and style, trusted by top riders worldwide. You can also head to their website as well. That wraps it up. Thank you very much to my lineup here once again, guiding me as well through Hunter Week here of what is a spectacular week ahead. Spectacular nights on Saturday. Join us for that, for our newly crowned champion. Who will that be? Only one way to find out. Tune in all week. Thank you from all of us at WEF Weekly, and stay with us here at Wellington International. See you soon.